my name is Mashubo Nkele Tuntuna. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders for HitMeUp. And essentially, where we are is we're a localized student marketplace, hoping to enter the market sometime soon and allow students to trade secondhand goods such as textbooks, bar fridges, microwaves, etc. And that's essentially what we're trying to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mashubo, for joining us today. We're really excited to sort of catch up and find out how HitMeUp is doing so far. So in terms of your venture progress, where are you at right now and what are some of the key highlights of your journey so far?
So right now we're actually 2 days late on our MVP launch. We should have launched on Monday. But we're having some domain issues switching from our previous domain host to the current AWS, which we were able to get through you guys at UCT Solution Space. So that has kind of pushed the launch by a couple of days. But we did good. I think since joining the startup solution space, the program, I was able to get a team. Um, Obviously, we were able to then obviously continuously work on redefining our business model and kind of looking at the small nitty gritty things that we were overlooking in the business. But most importantly, we were able to build the MVP based on reiteration from our previous models that we had started off with. So that's I think that's probably been the biggest getaway, that this program has continuously pushed us to reiterate and improve ourselves as a business. And I think it's really unfortunate that we're late on the MVP, but I think it successfully has managed us to put us or to give us a head start in our venture.
Cool. And in terms of like your journey so far, what have been some of the more rewarding moments or experiences in, building up your venture, or surprising experiences in building up your venture?
I think the most rewarding for me is definitely being is one, finding a team. Having when I entered the program, I was a solo entrepreneur. I'm kind of trying to do everything by myself. So obviously through the guidance of the program, I was able to build a team to help me build the product. And then secondly, I think the most rewarding is being able to kind of take all our ideas and the thoughts we had and kind of bring that to life. And obviously with the help of Solution Space, that has allowed us to now get to a point where we are, where we actually have a tangible product MVP, and we don't just get to speak about HitMeUp, but we have a reference. We can go, hey, this is what we are. Go check out our site. Go check out our platform. So I think it's really gratifying to know that all those little steps along the way have now turned into something very much tangible.
And you spoke a little bit about some of the challenges that you've had so far in launching your MVP. Are there any other experiences or challenges rather that you've experienced so far that you've sort of had to overcome in this process?
I think this is probably like 99% of all entrepreneurs. The first problem is always capital. Because I don't think there's an entrepreneur out there who has enough capital. So I think that's been our biggest problem, is capital, and having to kind of find a way to build this idea up very frugally, and find ways to kind of bootstrap the idea and pay for the things that need to be paid for. So that's definitely been the biggest challenge. But I think also, from my point of view, it's tested my leadership skills, because now it's not just me running the idea. It's I have to lead a team. And having been the co-founder, I know what I wanted to be, and kind of getting that message across to the rest of the teammates, to the rest of the team members, and making sure that we're all on the same page and we're all building a product or a platform that we all okay with and has everyone's input, has been somewhat challenging. It's difficult to control five egos and five different personalities in trying to build this. like those probably been the two biggest challenges for us currently. And COVID. Obviously our product is student faced, and COVID has affected the normal life of a university student. So we've kind of had to sit down and find new digital virtual ways to make ourselves somewhat relevant. Having somewhat relevant in COVID times, given the fact that we can't control COVID and we don't know when it will end. So I think those have been the three key challenges that I've had to learn to kind of overcome and still are currently overcoming.
And you've gone through the E-Track program and you've come out of it and you've completed it, and you're in this process of about to launch your product. What, if you can look back now and think about everything that you've learned in the E-Track program, was there anything in particular that you learned in that process that has prepared you for the process that you're in now, that you've applied and you found very useful in the practical application of building your venture?
I think more than anything, it's more of the legal stuff. So I think from the team members, none of us is studying law or anything legal facing. So I think that was probably the one thing we were able to gain, and I took the most out of being able to to have someone we can lean on and rely on to get us through stuff such as privacy policies, our terms and conditions, terms of use of the site. So that was something that would have been another stumbling block for us, but luckily that was part of the E-Track program, and that was something that was somewhat smooth sailing. Also, just kind of stuff like shareholder agreement. Obviously, when I thought out the idea, it was 100% mine, but obviously got a team, and then there was paperwork and documentation that so the program itself kind of helped me through that process, to make sure that we're from a legal perspective, all five of our team members are protected, and um we're getting our money's worth in terms of the fair share of the business and what we put into it.
And last question, is there any advice that you would give to future E-Track cohort members?
Key advice: don't skip phase one. I think a lot of us got through phase one because it's very much self-study at your own pace type of thing. And I know that myself included, many of us kind of just skip through that and went, "Oh, these are just lecture videos we need to watch." So I don't skip through that, because I skipped through that, and then in phase two kind of had to continuously go back to phase one to kind of learn things and things I missed. So advice: don't skip phase one.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time out to give us an update on how your venture building process is going. We definitely wish you all the best in continuing to grow and launching your MVP. We definitely encourage you to keep us in the loop so we can share that awesome news once you're up and running and launched. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to you and the whole team at Solutions Based E-Track. You guys have really, really, really kind of changed and bettered many of us, including myself. So thank you very much for doing this and helping the entrepreneurship ecosystem in South Africa.